everyone. Thanks for coming back to the channel. My name is Carlos. Today we're going to be reviewing a very productive back session, getting into some insights of how I go about doing things to progress and keep the weights increasing, keep myself getting stronger, and just staying on point with these things and trying to progress over the years. So let's just get into it. Before we do, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the post notifications, leave a comment. So, with the back, one of the staples in old school and all throughout bodybuilding, kind of history has been the pull-up. Pull-up is very important. Pull-up develops the back. Absolutely it does. It's a very excellent way of building the back muscles. Unfortunately, when some men get older or heavier, they tend to ignore this very primal move. It's obviously people with less body weight, it's easier for them. If you're very lean, very low body weight, you're going to be able to do a lot of pull-ups. But if you're bulking, if you're heavy, it's one of those movements that most people tend to substitute for pull-downs or for assisted machine pull-ups. Now, a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity. I wasn't able to go to the gym. I was on the road, and I did have access to a beam. So I did some pull-ups, and I could only do one. So I did 20 of them in the course of the morning, and got great results from that workout. It was just like, okay, I would do one and then another, and it really stimulated the back. It did respond. So I said to myself, I got to reincorporate this move to my back workout. So I did. Last session actually, when I started out with 1 and 2. I think the max I did that day was two reps, and I would do them every time I would go by that workstation. And I ended up doing like 5 or 6 total sets between 1 and 2 reps. 2 reps was very challenging. I could not do 3. Today, I'm up to 4. I did 2 sets of 4, did a couple of triples, and my first set was 2, just to range it out, try to get a stretch in the feel. But now I'm doing 3s and 4s. I'm still weighing the same, gained a little bit of weight. So what's going on there? Well, obviously, muscle memory has something to do with it. I have done 8 and 10 reps in the past, so obviously it's something within my physical capacity. It's not a skill that I've practiced recently, so it's coming back. It's not like a PR, I'm gaining, no, but it's coming back. It felt easier today. Like the first reps felt like nothing, and the fourth was a challenge, but they're increasing. Now, I coupled those with the Tbar. This Tbar is a monster move. It's highly critiqued by purists as short range of motion, like momentum. I mean, everybody has their opinions on this. My back says otherwise. It's going like, whoa, this shit works. It's heavy. Gets me gassed. I mean, I do a set. I'll do a set with 4 or 5 plates, and, I'm winded as no other exercise can. Maybe the squat. But the T-bar is up there with the squat. So today I worked it up to 7 plates. I'd never really done that before. I tried it once, like a year ago, and got a rep and a half or something. I pulled it up, and then I half-assed the second rep, and that was just too much weight for me. Today I got 4 reps, and I couldn't be more excited. I said, well, I'm getting strong on this shit. So I dropped it down to 6 plates and got 10 reps. And I only got 6 last time, and that was like my max. I never, 6 plates, 6 reps, and it was very challenging. Today I got 10. And then I dropped it down to 5 and got 15. So I'm like, it's a work range now, getting stronger on that T-bar, coupled with that pull down, just the unassisted, wide grip, hands, facing forward, pull up. So felt very satisfied with that part of the routine. Did a couple of pull downs on the cable. It's just not the same. I mean, you do feel the muscle, but the muscle doesn't grow the same, at least it doesn't for me. I don't know. It's a thing, everybody's different. They'll use a cable, and they'll swear by it. They don't do anything else but the cable. They got these big backs or muscled up backs. That's great. If I go and do the same thing, it won't work for me. So what am I going to do? What would you do in my case? follow somebody's advice and say, it works for me. Look, I got this big muscle. And, I do it for 6 weeks and it just doesn't work. And then I try my system and, it's working for me. That's why I say everybody's individual. Everybody should be personalizing their routines. And you learn from others. You know what some, exercises can do. And you try them out. Some might hurt your elbow or give you a tendon problem. Maybe your shoulder doesn't, So you have to work into these things and find out what works for you. Now, I'm really hitting my stride with what's working for me. Absolutely. From there, I went to the seated military press. Now, here I made a slight gain. Little progression, one more rep than last time. So I decided to abandon the 135 as a working set. I don't do 135s anymore. I try not to even warm up with them. Like, I'll warm up with a very light weight to just range the angle and everything. And then I'll try to go straight for my baseline, which is now 155. Why? Because I need to get out of my freaking comfort zone. I can stay with one plate for 20 years. I always work, it's one plate. And then I'll add in, and not really progress. And that can be protracted. That can take a long, long time out of your training progress. So I said, no, just get out of the comfort zone, make things a little bit harder, more difficult, straight from the start, right off the bat. So it's like a plate and a 10-pounder. That's the baseline. That's what we start off with. Just gain weight. That's what we're starting out with, or working with. So last week it was 8 reps, challenging. Today was the same challenge, but with 9 reps. So I know that 10 and 12 is right around the corner, and I will be happy to abandon the one plate. Now, they might seem like small gains, but they're not. It's significant. It's like it primes the CNS to a whole new feel. It is heavier. It's more challenging. But as time goes by, you get used to it. It becomes familiar. And then you start increasing the pyramid scheme from there. So I'm not doing pyramids yet. I'm just trying to get accustomed to that baseline, and it's working. From there, I went to the dumbbells. Rear dumbbells. Okay, so been doing between 20 and 45 pounds, and I have it in my head, we're going to go heavy again. Now, this is a movement that people love to critique and love to comment. Lower the weight. If you do it correctly, you can't lift half the weight, and blah, blah, all this bullshit. You can stay there with these 20-pounders and just really perfect that form, get it nice, and everybody's going to be going, throwing confetti. He's doing it so well, proper form. Small muscle, doesn't have mass, it's not big, he's not even strong. That's not what I want. I want to do 80-pounders. 80, you don't do 80-pounders for rear delts. Says who? Back in the 70s and 80s, there was guys doing that. I remember Rich Gaspar, he's a short guy, runner up to the Olympia like 3 times with Lee Haney. So I'm in a training video, old training video. You got to look up and, look into these things. These guys were training with 55s, 65s, 75s, and worked up to 90 pounds on this rear thing. And it wasn't super strict. Nobody can do them like, now hold it there, tweak it, twist it, bring it down slow. Now you come up, okay, and everybody's going, proper form, yeah, proper form. He gets an A, check. No, you're trying to win the Olympia. They need muscle mass. So what do? They grab the heavy fucking weight and they move it with an aggression and a bar speed and some momentum. Oh, momentum. You don't want momentum. Oh, my God. If you get momentum into there, you're going to get a nasty comment from somebody because momentum, it's frowned upon. How are you not going to get momentum if you do bar speed? Now, if you actually are concentrating on the mind-muscle connection as you bring up that weight, it will pull on those muscles. My muscles are sore, man. I'm getting DOMs right now. And it feels thicker. It's starting to come in, and it's due to these heavier weights. It's not from pumping 20-pound weights with proper form. That's for beginners, man. And to not get hurt. Once you advance, you got to break out of these molds. It's like, no. You do try to keep proper form, absolutely, because you're not just throwing the weight around. You don't know what's in the mind of the other person when they're lifting that heavy weight, how their muscles are in tune with their mind. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. Worked it up to 60 pounds. And what did I get there? Like 8 reps. 8 reps. Did some 50s. 50s feel easy now. It's like, okay, 50. Whereas before, I would grab a 50 pounder for those rear and just couldn't move it. It's like, just that's heavy. No, that's too burdensome weight. Give me like a 20s, please. 25s. Is that will that satisfy the audience? 25s. That's normal. You don't want to, upset anybody. People get triggered when you see, usually handling unusually heavy weight for these type of exercises. Like I said, I wince. My shoulder hurts when I see you do this. And I have to say, well, mine doesn't. And I'm not wincing. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I'm sorry if you got injured doing this exercise. If you go back in time, like a lot of these guys, they've injured their shoulder with bench press, they can't squat, they don't. And then I would ask them, if you told your younger self, give them a device, you say, well, I wouldn't squat. I wouldn't bench press. I wouldn't lift heavy flies. I wouldn't just, what the hell are you doing? I mean, why would you do bodybuilding? Get into some other activity. You've excluded like everything because it's bad for you. You injured yourself. Now you're maimed. You can't come back and lift heavy. And you blame it on the exercise. Oh, my back, I did heavy deadlifts. Well, you shouldn't do deadlifts. So if you go back and tell your younger self, you would not do anything. And if you were dead, you come back and tell your living self, you don't even live. I mean, it would seem that would be the logical progression of that line of thought, wouldn't it? So no, I'm doing heavy flat bench presses. I've hurt myself, and I have no issues today. It worked them out. I have hurt my shoulder. I got this little pop one day. It was a pop, and for months I couldn't lift my arm. I'm screwed. Not anymore. I'm doing this. I don't wince. It doesn't hurt. I'm fine. So I'm doing it because it builds muscle. It builds strength to lower the weight. Man, what else did we do today? Calves. Got up to 5 plates on the Smith machine. On my tippy toes with the Smith machine, another comfort zone. Yeah, forever with 2 plates. Ooh, you can stay there for a long time. Working for 40 years. 2 plates. Build big calves. Sure. Can you do it with 5 plates? No, you don't need it to build big calves. I'm not trying to just build big calves. I'm trying to do them with 5 plates. Is that so hard to understand? That it's not just about building the muscle? It's about having true work capacity and being strong? This is what you want when you get old. Bunch of muscle and you can't really lift anything heavy. Just be careful, just like I got big arms because I got a tight t-shirt and because I can build them with 20 pounders. Oh man, don't get under those 5 plates. You can hurt yourself. No! Get used to it. Got under it. Actually feels kind of good. It was like maximum weight for me. I can maybe go up to 550. 600 would be like, shit, that's too much. But 500, 5 plates, felt good. I'm going to be getting used to it because I'm going to be doing the 5 plates on the Smith squat, not just on the tippy toe on the calf. Another comfort zone that I broke out of today was the seated calf. These comfort zones, man, you get used to working at a certain range and you get a nice pump. It works. It's building. It's great. Stay there. It's like the comfy chair with the potato chips, man. You'll die of a heart attack in 15 years or 10 or sooner, and it's so comfortable. Get used to it with that little clicker. Just changing channels, having a 6-pack. Your comfort zone. No. So I sit there, 2 plates. Been doing this for like a month and a half. And 3 plates can be like more difficult. So I said, shit, no, you're starting with 3 plates, man. You got to get up to 4 and 5 on the calf. So, well, you don't need that to build muscle. You need it to build strength. You need it to be able to do 4 and 5 plates. This is my sport. This is my hobby. To increase and progress on the strength. It's for me, it's just really, truly bizarre. In the strength realm, in this bodybuilding, in the bro gym bodybuilding, because if you see pros, they're bombing it. They're lifting heavy weights. But when you get into the gym culture, bro scene, guys who lift recreationally, it's stifling. It's stultifying when you see people just hung up on their comfort zones and this is the way you do this, proper form, and don't lift too heavy. And, it's like a planet fitness spirit is taking over. the gym bro, gym rat world. It used to be where, yeah, some ego, where you try to be the strongest guy in the gym. And what happened? Some guys got so strong that they would become pros. Oh, you don't want that. They would get so strong and develop that they would have exceptional physiques. Because they'd have this ego thing and this challenge going with the other guys in the gym. You don't want that. You want to be like super mediocre. You want to stay milquetoast. You want to stay run of the mill. Don't stand out. Don't hit that lunk alarm. I love ranting here because it's a way of expressing something that needs to be said. I know that there's a lot of people out there who would like to be stronger, right? They would love to handle 50, 60-pound dumbbells for side laterals. But when somebody tells them that's not necessary, listen to this, not necessary to build muscle. They forget half the formula. They're speaking with half a brain. It's like they don't see both sides of the. You can build, but you cannot build the strength, and you cannot perform those 50 pounds. Well, why would you want to lift 50 pounds? Well, for the hell of it, why would somebody want to climb Mount Everest? That's one of the most stupid activities you can find if you really you reason things out. Why would somebody want to climb a freaking mountain? Go up to Mount Everest where they could freeze to death and fall off and just die. Why? What would the purpose be? Because they actually enjoy the challenge of going up there. So I am under the same mindset with lifting weights. If you can build something with a lighter weight, that does not mean that you can lift that heavy weight if you would want to. 50, 60 pounds. Why would you want to do that? Because it's fun. It's great to be able to. Why would you want to lift a 400-pound bench press? It's awesome. It's ego. No, it's not just ego. God bless the ego. God, where would people be without egos? They'd be like little creatures, animals. I don't know what that would be. It would be a strange world if people didn't have egos. A world without gainz. A world without exceptional human beings. That would be a world without egos. An egoless world. Strange. Bizarre. It actually truly is a mind-boggling concept. So, a very productive workout today. Made gains on that Tbar. 7 plates. Man, I know I got it in me to do 8. It's not hurting my back. I had a comment the other day. You're going to hurt your back. Don't go out, man. You might fall down and hit your knee. Don't drive. You might get into an accident. You don't want to drive. Stay at home. Be a shut-in. Something might happen to you. Right? Run away from safety. That's my motto. Like, I'm not looking for risk. I'm looking for progress. So that's why I do these things. So it's very fun for me. It's exciting. It keeps me on point with my diet. It keeps me on point wanting to go to the gym again and again and again. Guys have been following me, have seen I've been uploading videos on a daily for over a year. Does this guy do anything else? Yeah, I have a full agenda. I work in, I have a textile business. I deal with cattle and ranching, cattle ranching. Got that mixed up. I have a lot of interests. I read a lot of books. I spend a lot of time doing other things. But this is central. Like, this keeps me on point with everything else. Because I got to stay on point with the diet. Not eating junk food. If you're on a bulk, it's bulking. It's cramming down rice, meat, potatoes. Mostly rice, mostly meat, mostly chicken. The whole eggs, white egg, the egg whites, all that stuff. Just eating on point. If I'm trying to cut, even more on point, So this is a very ordering factor in my life, and this is why I do it. So I try to progress. I don't know what I would do if I would have to stay with the same weight and actually reduce it and just work out. I guess I'd give up the idea of progression. I want to come back next week and do 8 plates. Not 8 plates. I want to do 6 reps with 7. That's a attainable goal. I want to do 12 reps on the seated military with a plate and a 10-pounder. Make it easy. Maybe I'll stay there for a week or 2, include another set, and then I'll move the baseline up again, or I'll start doing pyramids so I can hit those 2 plates that I want to do. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to climb a mountain? Because it's fun. Because that's what you like. Why do people collect stamps? Why do people do anything? Everybody's different. I want to lift weights. I want to lift them heavier. I want to get bigger, and I want to do this progressively for as long as God gives me life. Anyways, that's my point of view. This is one man's point of view, and honestly, I can say I'm one of the happiest people in the world. I see so many people that are unhappy. They're not content with what they're doing. I am freaking happy. I just love what I'm doing, and I know that I'm making progress. And it's like I got nothing better to do with this, with the weightlifting. It's an incredible journey, and if you're into this, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe someday you may, as Rich Piana said before. Anyways, I've extended myself a little bit beyond my allotted time, spoke out of turn, triggered some opinions, and God bless everybody. We'll see you until next time.